We are making Pav Bhaji. This is Bombay street food at its finest.
Okay.
And this recipe is not from my mom, it's from my aunt Sonia. I had to pry it out of her. It's like a secret recipe.
And she didn't give you all the ingredients still, right?
And
She
what
probably
is
gave you one,
right? Oh, they
Yeah,
never
they like-
do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what does it mean?
So Pav Bhaji is really simple. It's a vegetable gravy on top of a buttered potato bun. It's a carb on top of a carb. What's not to like?
Hey.
No carb left behind. Okay, well, what do I need to do and how do we get this started?
All right, so we're gonna start by just heating up a little bit of oil.
Okay.
All right, we're just gonna let that get a little hot. And then we're gonna add our spices. So we've got turmeric, coriander, and chili powder. The key with Indian spices is you gotta let them bloom. Either you're dry toasting them or you're toasting them in oil. Like the way to activate their flavors is really to heat them up. It's the worst thing when I see people just like topping
stuff.
turmeric on top of
I know.
like juice or
On a
something like
plate,
that.
or on a plate,
Just
like decoration.
nah, that's not how it goes. That's red chili powder. And you can use cayenne, you can use paprika if you're feeling a little nervous about the chili. We use Kashmiri red chili powder, which is like super potent because we love spice.
Well, I'll be getting that off the internet. What? Kashmiri?
Kashmiri chili powder.
It's coming home.
So we're just gonna add our tomatoes and we're just gonna let this kind of wilt down. You're looking for it to resemble kind of a chunky tomato sauce. And in the meantime, I'm gonna put you to work.
I'm ready.
That is all right.
All right.
So we've got cauliflower and peas. I usually just start with frozen because I'm bad at chopping. That's just the reality. I love frozen vegetables. We boiled that in 3 cups of water until they were fork tender. And we're just gonna lightly mash those. So
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
By themselves?
Just give them like, you still want to maintain the integrity of the vegetables, but, and then after that, if you don't mind, we have boiled and peeled some potatoes. I actually have a really good trick for boiling potatoes, which is that I microwave them. You stab them a few times on either side with a fork, microwave them 5 minutes, flip, microwave them for another 5 minutes. It's just as good and you're not dirtying another pan. If you could just mash those, this is not like the silky mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. If there are a few lumps, it's totally okay. The thing about Indian food that I like to say is that it's super forgiving. It's a lot of just adding stuff to a pan and letting it all stew down. If you add a little bit more chili powder, a little less, a little bit more potato, a little less, it's all gonna be fine. People think Indian food is really hard, but like, I actually think it's one of the easier cuisines out there.
And a lot of what you just put in there is in everybody's pantry.
Totally.
And,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
just how you
it's
mix it
very
together.
accessible, exactly.
So would you use olive oil normally at home, or would you use ghee if you were cooking?
We use olive oil. Actually,
olive oil.
it was one of those things that my mom immigrated here. She discovered olive oil for the first time, and she loved the fruity taste and the way that it went with the really heady, pungent Indian spices.
Interesting.
So we started using olive oil, and we use olive oil and ghee, and now even avocado oil pretty interchangeably.
Love avocado oil.
You're right. Indian cooking, the base is like ghee. It's the clarified
sure.
butter
Yeah.
you start with, like, you know, Puerto Rican cooking, sofrito. It's that mix. Well, what do you do if you go to a country and they don't have it?
They don't have it, yeah.
You gotta
Exactly.
figure it out, so it's pretty cool. Is the cilantro chop it for you?
Could you chop it? We're
No
just gonna
problem.
add our chili.
Oh, there you go. Now you're talking.
We got a Serrano chili. You can use a Thai chili if you want a little bit more heat. If it were me, I would use 2 chilies, but I served this to a lot of friends and they were like, 2 chilies, too much.
Yeah, you don't want to.
And then we're gonna add a teeny bit of water, just like 2 tablespoons, just to kind of deglaze the pan and get that delicious coriander goodness off the bottom. All right.
That's great.
Wow, you've got this all set up for me. This is amazing. We've got our potatoes, our cauliflower, our peas. We're also going to add our salt. You want to salt this, but not too aggressively because we're using salted butter on the buttered buns.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna add some water.
So how far does this diverge from a real, what's the name of it again?
Pav Bhaji.
How much divergence is it?
I would say the one thing that my aunt always says is this has like half the amount of butter that a regular Pav Bhaji would have. When you go to the streets, you're seeing people just slick butter onto a flat top and just, like, it is like the most buttery, oily, delicious thing you can imagine. But this is my aunt's way of adapting it so she could make it on a everyday weeknight. So this cooks for 5 to 7 minutes. I think we've got a magic swap over here. Boom.
Girl, oh, the moisture comes out of it. This is delicious looking.
We're gonna stir in some cilantro. A lot of people use cilantro as a garnish. My aunt likes to just stir it in to kind of almost treat cilantro like a green.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna give it a little stir here, and then we're ready to assemble. This is really
right.
easy. Do
Let's
you
do
want
it.
to help assemble?
Oh, yeah. Just hook me up
Can I
with
keep
one.
putting-
I'll,
okay,
I'll
so this
start
is
chewing
super
it like
easy.
crazy, trust.
All right, so we're just gonna
I just want to play
Sonny,
in
you're
your
so lucky.
spot, girl. This
mound a
looks
little
delicious.
of the.
This right here
Pav
looks
Bhaji on
great. How
top.
do you wait long for the
Oh, yeah.
reduction in the air
It's
to
tough.
evaporate?
It's tough. So you're just gonna do that, and then you take a little onion, put it on top.
I love fresh red onions chopped
Fresh
on
red
anything.
onion.
And you
It's
can
like,
never do
people
enough.
are terrified of raw onion.
No, I'll
like,
take it.
Embrace the raw onion.
But you
That
know what? If
little
anyone
lime.
likes the flavor but not the bite, a quick tip is soaking it in salted water and then rinsing
Yeah,
it
yeah,
off.
yeah. My mom's rule is yellow onion, you cook it. Red onion, you don't
Yeah,
cook
it's
it.
not
You
great
have
to
it.
cook with.
Yeah,
So
So would
exactly.
you say like that's a serving size? Because I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Look at
you
that.
wanna-
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
That is pretty, man.
Love that it's open finish.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll take it.
It's
Oh,
like-
you're not closing the top on it?
Not
It's just-
closing the top. It's
wow,
open face.
controversial
We kind of
sandwich.
think of it like a
Talk
veggie.
about it
It's a
backstage. but-
sandwich-ish.
Sandwich.
Hey,
All right,
that's
let me
good,
taste.
dude.
I've never had this before in my life, so
It's
I'm
really
like
good.
literally excited. This is the best job ever.
It is.
Oh, and that's a sunny bite.
There we go.
Yeah, it is a
she's
funny
in.
bite. I'm sorry.
Good.
The lime over the top at the very end that just kind of cascaded over everything. You need it. It's nice. It's bright.
Totally.
I like how the peas aren't completely mashed down, so there's a little bit
Get
of
a
a
little
pop
texture.
going on, a little texture
Yeah.
going on. I don't notice the cauliflower, so that's a very nice way to just slide in some vegetables.
Sneak it in.
Yeah, but the potatoes, man, they're such a nice a vessel for all of the flavor
All
you
right.
put in there.
Y'all wanna
With the
give it a
pepper and the
try?
turmeric, and this is some good stuff.
I'm
You
gonna
can,
make one for myself.
you can
There
spread
you
this
go.
on so much. I would even just put this in a pile next to some chicken and eat it, you know, like stuffing. If you like mashed potatoes, you're gonna love this. If you like stump, you're gonna love this.